Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Real Numbers podcast video. Today we're going to be talking about this past weekend, and while I'll probably do a video dealing with all the other films that came out this past weekend and how November is looking thus far and how it's going to compare with the rest of the year, I wanted to do a specific Jigsaw video because I know a lot of you guys really enjoy my Jigsaw content and you want to know whether this film has been a success or not and what it means for the future of the franchise. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video out if you're new. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button. That's going to notify you every single time I upload, and you're not going to want to miss any of that. But with that being said, guys, Jigsaw is not a runaway success. I think that's really worth mentioning here. But at the same time, it's a $10 million horror movie, and it has been doing fairly well at the box office. There's a lot of things here that I think point to the fact that we're going to be seeing a new film in the franchise at least sometime soon. I'm not saying next year. I'm not even saying the year after that. I'm not saying they're going to announce one this weekend or anything else like that, but they have made money here. I think that's really important to say, that they have made some money, and it might not be as much as they wanted to, but it's good. I think that's always a good thing. One of the big wins here, I believe, is that this film has shown the smallest drops of the franchise since the heyday in Saw 2 and Saw 3. And that's interesting because if you go back and look at the films as they were released, I don't think it's ever come up against such amazing competition. You're talking about an MCU movie before MCU movies came out in November, and Thor Ragnarok has been absolutely adored by fans and critics alike to the point where it's made $650 million worldwide right now. That is insane. And one of the things that is making me happy is that, yes, Jigsaw is competing with that. It's making at least enough money to look like, okay, yeah, this was a fairly good success. Not a huge success, but a good success. So, yeah, so weekend to weekend drops have been some of the best we've ever seen in the franchise. I think that's a small win, but it's a win nonetheless, and I can't wait to see how much it actually makes. Domestically, it's probably made about $34 million at this point. We're going to see when actual numbers come in tomorrow. But over under, that's about $2 million more than Saw 6 if you adjust Saw 6's overall gross for ticket inflation. So yeah, it might also be a small win, but it's a win nonetheless, and I think it's something that should make them happy. One of the things we're looking at right now, if it holds on the way it has been holding on, is somewhere around maybe $1 million here or there, $40 million domestically. And on a $10 million budget, a $40 million outcome for a 13-year-old franchise with the 8th film as a semi-soft reboot, I think that's something to cheer about. But then we also have the movie coming out in international markets. Right now it's made about $44 million, opening in almost every single major market that it's going to be opening in. The one caveat here I believe is really worth mentioning is the film hasn't opened in Spain yet. And if you look at this stuff as closely as I have, almost every single film in the Saw franchise opening in Spain has made somewhere around $3 million to $6 million. One of the things I really like about that is this movie, for what it's worth, internationally has been competing with around Saw 5 levels, or definitely above Saw 6, but around Saw 5 levels when it comes to the international markets. If that kind of plays out the same way that it should in Spain, then we're looking around $5 to $6 million in that market alone, which would probably make it one of the biggest markets. I haven't seen any numbers from Japan yet, although it did help it reach that $44 million mark, so potentially also a big movie in Japan. If over or under probably $3 to $4 million in Japan, and that's $10 million from those two markets anyway, we're probably going to have a worldwide gross of around $90 to $95 million. What does that mean for the franchise? I think the one thing to say here is, at this point, Jigsaw, or the Saw franchise in general, has made about $950 million, all 8 of them as a whole, and I believe it would be too tempting for Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures not to put out at least a 9th film in order to put the Saw brand over $1 billion, because even in this day and age, that is a huge success, especially with a film series that has cost so little to produce and make, that is just a notch in their belt that they're going to want to have at some point. So yes, I believe that there's going to be a Saw 9. Like I said, I don't know when. I believe we'll probably get some kind of confirmation nowhere soon. I would honestly believe we'd get a confirmation sometime within the next year if it was going to happen sometime immediately, but I don't expect to see a sequel to this film next year. I believe we're going to be seeing it sometime in 2019 and or 2020. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you like the movie? Did you want it to succeed more than this? Did you have higher hopes? when you kind of break it down, $90-95 million, if it can pull that much off on a $10 million budget, is a huge success, and I'll take it. I'm sure they will as well. So guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell over by the subscriber button. Like I said, I hope everyone has a good day. It's been real.